And here's the thing. Here's the second thing. Not just that she's trustworthy. We're talking about a wife here. But she's always doing him good. You see, it's one thing to walk in unexpectedly upon your wife and find her neutral. It's a whole other thing when you walk in and you find her, she is specifically seeking to be your help. She is specifically seeking to do you good and not harm. She is doing the very things she is doing because they please you and honor you. You know what? I've come home from a long trip away, and I found my wife had remodeled the bathroom. And you know, while I was gone, I heard the stories later about how she was working in that bathroom and had all the children in there, and they were talking about when Daddy gets home, when Daddy gets home. You know, they're doing this for me, to surprise me. Here I am far away. And she's not sitting at Starbucks talking to another man. She's at home, and she's doing the very thing that she anticipates is going to please me when I walk through the door. That's faithful. It's not just the wife who doesn't do the evil. It's the wife who does the good. That's what the proverb says about this wife. It is the beauty of forsaking all else and bowing to Him. Brethren, do you know in 1973, many of the prisoners of war who had been held in North Vietnamese prison camps came home. Vietnam War was long. Some of those men who came out of what they called the Hanoi Hilton, some of them that came home in 1973, they'd been there since 1965. They'd been 8 years in a North Vietnamese prison. Starved, tortured, beaten. And they came home in 1973. Do you know, sadly, numbers of them, their wives did not wait for them. Some of those men got off those airplanes, and their wives were not there to meet them. Their wives had divorced them. Some of those wives had been unfaithful. But there were others who had stood by their man for all 8 years. Can you imagine a woman? She would not let the children move the things on the bedstand. She wanted them left exactly as Dad left them the last time he was there in that room. Can you imagine that wife who she did not wash the pillowcase on her husband's pillow for 8 years because each night she leaned over and she tried to smell what he smelled like, if there was anything left there. And when he got off that airplane, he looked a lot older. He was broken. He had been tortured. He limped. But her heart lit up because that was her man. She had stayed faithful. Brethren, we're talking about faithfulness.